After a weekend of speaking in the great state of Ohio, I was encouraged yet again to go and see Hillary's America, the secret history of the Democratic Party. Well, I had the time Sunday night, so I went. A few comments on the movie itself. It was a very in-depth exposition to the history of what Americans know as the Democratic Party. It highlighted the close ties of this political party to slavery, lynching of black Americans, eugenics, racism, and the exploitation of the poor and defenseless. This behavior is abhorrent, abominable. The Almighty gracious God hates it and will take vengeance on them that commit such acts and the people who promote and allow it. But are all Democrats and Americans guilty? And are all Republicans the antithesis of the above criminals I just described? It would appear to some that the movie's creator, Mumbai, India native Dinesh D'Souza, is implying just that. Or perhaps he is just trying to expose some forgotten history to Americans in contradistinction to what he believes are authentic American ideals that need to be resurrected in our American body politic. Whatever his reason, I submit that what is most important is that we act like Americans and elect only Americans to seats of power in this nation. So just what does it mean to be American? What is it that separates us from the rest of the civilized world? What is the American view of law and government? As we've discussed many times, this view was summarized by Thomas Jefferson and our founding fathers in our Declaration of Independence. First, there is a God. Secondly, our rights come from Him. And third, the purpose of government is to secure these God-given rights I before mentioned. So how do we restore our American Republic? To start, our favorite candidate should be someone who understands their oath of office, that they are to fear God and believe that there is an eternal system of rewards and punishments that applies to them personally. This is precisely what an oath is all about. But they need to show us more than just fear of the eternal. They must demonstrate that they understand the biblical limitations of civil government, as well as the limitations placed on them by the Constitution of these United States. Moreover, our candidate must not only show us that they know what is required of them, but they must also demonstrate that they will act on that which they know. It won't do us any good electing someone who knows what to do, but won't do it, whether out of fear of men or desire to be reelected or whatever. This would be a vain thing indeed. To summarize, your precious vote can only be spent on a candidate that acknowledges and fears God, demonstrates that they have an American view of law and government, demonstrates that they will take actions that are driven by and in harmony with God's law and the limitations of the Constitution. No matter what your political affiliation, this must be our resolve if we desire to remain American. This is Jake MacAulay with the Institute on the Constitution, bringing you the American View.